Voyage into Chaos, the deadly siege of 1985. A serene Mediterranean dawn, with waves gently lapping against the Italian cruise liner. In October 1985, a journey meant to be a celebration of life and love became a descent into terror. And political brinkmanship on board the MS Achille Lauro. Chapter 1: Departure and Hijack. October 3, 1985, the Achille Lauro set sail from Genoa on a 12-day Mediterranean cruise. On board, hundreds of vacationers, including Leon and Marilyn Klinghoffer, celebrating Marilyn's birthday and their wedding anniversary. Cat 2, archival photos of passengers boarding, joyful greetings, the gleam of the ship at sunrise. But abroad, shadows lurked among the dreams of sunlit travels. On October 7th, 4 armed men from a faction of the Palestine Liberation Front, led by Mohammed Abu Abbas, commandeer the liner shortly after passengers disembark in Alexandria, Egypt. They seize the remaining crew and passengers, commander the ship, and issue a chilling demand: release of 50 Palestinian prisoners held in Israel. Act 2: Hostage crisis and murder. As the ship drifts towards Syria, port after port closes its doors. Syria, then Cyprus, all refuse docking permission. Visual: inside the ship, a tense standoff. Frightened faces, flickers of hope. On October 8th, terror turns to tragedy. Leon Klinghoffer, age 69, wheelchair-bound, becomes the first victim. He is brutally shot and cast into the sea alongside his wheelchair. Pause. The screen fades, letting the weight of the act resonate. Act 3: Negotiation and escape. Land offers no refuge. The hijackers steer back toward Egyptian waters. The PLO intervenes, negotiating the release of hostages in exchange for safe passage. Hostages released in Port Said, tearful reunions, turmoil on the docks. On October 10th, the hijackers and Abu Abbas board a Cairo-bound Egypt air flight, aiming for Tunisia. But the US responses. F-14 fighter jets intercept the airliner over the Mediterranean and compel it to land on Sicilian soil. Naval Air Station Sigonella, Act 4. Diplomacy at gunpoint. Sigonella standoff. At Sigonella, an uneasy standoff unfolds. US Navy commandos encircle the plane. The Italian Carabinieri and Air Force surround them. NATO allies find themselves pointing weapons at one another. JAG Legal Center and School. Italian Prime Minister Bettino Craxi invokes sovereignty. A firefight is averted only through desperate diplomacy, high-level bargaining across Washington and Rome. Act 5: Aftermath and Legacy. Ultimately, Italy arrests the 4 hijackers and prosecutes them. Abu Abbas, however, escapes, allowed to leave despite suspicions of his orchestration of the hijacking. The murder of Leon Klinghoffer grips the world, igniting outrage. The PLO reaches a financial settlement with his family in 1997, though his daughters continue to demand justice. Final voiceover: somber, reflective. The Achille Lauro siege became more than terror at sea. It revealed the fragility of alliances, tested international law, and left a permanent sorrow in the heart of humanity. The still waters, a fading image of the Achille Lauro, memorial candles, fading into the ocean's expanse. In the end, the voyage that began in hope ended in horror. Yet its legacy reminds us that even amid darkness, the resolve of nations and the courage of survivors endures.
There we might have,